y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. I am the local business marketing, training, and support specialist with Builderall. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Builderall booking app with our upsell and downsell funnel to ensure you stay booked with paid clients. To do this, we need to create two different calendars inside our booking app, one for private coaching and one for group coaching. We're going to offer these services on our upsell and downsell pages of our funnel. We're going to give access to the scheduler after they have purchased through the Super Checkout. So we'll be adding each schedule to the restricted membership pages. So for the private coaching, we'll be selling that on the upsell page. Once they've purchased through the Super Checkout, we're going to deliver that on the upsell membership page, okay? So on the downsell page, we're going to sell the group coaching, and then we're going to deliver access to their scheduler on the downsell member area. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we need to do is access our Builderall booking app, which is in the Builderall dashboard. So let's go ahead and click enter. And here you'll see the booking app dashboard. This is where you can track the progress of your calendars, your income, and a summary of the future events. You can click here on the left-hand side, and this will show all of your calendars. Since this is my training account, we have not created any calendars yet. You can access your schedule for all of your appointments here on this page. You can organize by status, by calendar, and by hosts. You can also look at a calendar view here. You can also add hosts or delete hosts from the host section here. So let's go ahead and go back to the dashboard and let's create our first calendar. So we have three options for the style of calendar that we're going to use. We have consultation, event, and classroom. So some examples of a consultation calendar you would want to use for maybe a hairstylist, a consultation like a dentist, psychologist, private class, individual mentoring. This is what we're going to use for our private coaching sessions. But we also have the option to create events such as webinars, live releases, or live events. And then for the classroom, this is what we're going to use for our group coaching sessions. So some examples for a classroom would be the classroom, such as schools, gyms, recurring group activities, or courses and trainings. So let's start with the consultation style and create our private coaching calendar. So we'll just choose that there and click Create New Calendar. Now we already have the title of our calendar here. We could add a description if we wanted to. We could also upload a logo. Let's just go ahead and upload the Builderall logo. And you can change the background color if you wish. We'll just go ahead and leave that white. You can also let the users select their time zone, or you can select a predefined time zone. Since I want the display to be whatever is in the user's time zone, I want to go ahead and keep this selected. After they have subscribed, we can actually send them a display success message like, thanks for signing up. But since we're putting this in a sales funnel, we want to send them to our thank you page, okay? So let's go ahead and select here, and then let's get access to the link from our thank you page inside our sales funnel. So to do that, we need to go back to the Builderall back office. We need to enter the Cheetah app. And we need to edit the funnel and then get the link for the thank you member access. Now, just to make this clear, what we want to do is we want to send them after they have scheduled. We want to send them to the thank you page where we have access to all of the products. So it will be the front end offer, the lead magnet, the upsell, and the downsell. But they will not be able to access it unless they've purchased it. Okay. And then the same thing for the group coaching session. We still want to send them back to the thank you page. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that link. We can do that by clicking the three dots here, and then we'll go to website, and then let's go ahead and copy this link. We'll take this back to our scheduler, and then we'll just paste here, and then save and next. So now we have the option, we can just stick with one group within this calendar, or we could actually create multiple groups. So let's say that we had 3 coaches in our company and we wanted to create a private coaching session for each coach. We could do that by creating new groups. Maybe we have different topics that we are coaching on and we want them to select according to the topic. For this purpose, let's just go ahead and create one group for a private coaching session. So let's just call this Private Coaching 1. Again, we could add a description if we wanted to. Let's go ahead and select our host from our list. So I'll choose myself. Now, how often do we want them to be able to schedule the private coaching sessions? Meaning, do we want new sessions every 15 minutes, or do we want them to be every 180 minutes? Let's just go ahead, since we are selling 1 hour private coaching sessions, let's go ahead and stick with every 60 minutes. They'll have the ability to make an appointment. The session duration, we are going to actually put at 50 minutes because we want to give a 10-minute interval in between. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 10 minutes here. And that will ensure that if we have an appointment at 8 a.m. and then 9 a.m. and then 10 a.m., we are giving ourselves 10-minute break in between each session. So we could use the restroom, maybe make some notes, or review the notes for the next appointment. So we'll go ahead and leave this as 10 minutes here. Now let's say that we only offer our private coaching sessions on Monday and Tuesday. We can unselect the other days here. And we could also change the time. So if we want to only do private coaching sessions until 4 p.m. every day, we could just change that here. Maybe on Tuesday, we want to add different times. So we could do 10 to 7, and then we could keep 8 to 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So maybe our business is seasonal and we only want to do coaching sessions in the winter months. So if we wanted to unselect June, July, August, and September, we could do that by unselecting the boxes here. We could also change this here so that we are only available halfway through the month in May. So it's very customizable depending on your availability. So when they book this private coaching session, how many sessions are we giving them for this one price? If we said get 3 coaching sessions for $100, then we would want to change this number to 3. But since we are doing 1 coaching session for the one price, we're going to go ahead and leave that at 1. If we are only available until a certain day, we could put that date here. However, since there is no ending date to our private coaching sessions, we'll go ahead and leave that as indefinitely. Now, let's say that we do not want people to be able to schedule a private coaching session the day of. So we could actually select that here. So do not allow today, or do not allow today and tomorrow, so that we get at least 2 days to prepare for the private coaching session. We could customize that here, but we'll just go ahead and leave this as the default. So let's say you have a doctor's appointment on October 14th. You could actually add this as a blocked date, and no one will be able to schedule a private coaching session, even if it's on your regular availability calendar. We have some advanced configurations here. If you want to automatically approve of their scheduled appointment, you can keep this selected here. But if you wanted to approve them manually, you could do that here. Now, since they have already paid by the time they get to this point, we want to just go ahead and automatically approve them. You could keep this selected here if you want to allow subscribers to cancel their appointment automatically, or you can choose this option here if you do not want to accept cancellations. But since we want to give them every opportunity to get what they've paid for, we're going to go ahead and just accept their cancellation if needed. If we wanted them to be limited by the amount of appointments that they can make according to their email address, we could actually select that here. So if we want them to only be able to schedule 1 time or 2 times by email, we could limit that here, but we'll just go ahead and leave that as no limit and then save and next. Now here we can customize the form that they will be filling out when they are signing up for their coaching session. So this is really important here. We have the ability to collect their phone number. We also have an integration with SMS messages. So if you want to send your confirmation for your appointments or reminders via text message, you definitely want to get their phone number. So you can either hide this option, make it optional, or require it. Since I always recommend using the SMS feature, we're going to go ahead and require their phone number so that we can send them those messages. But just so you know, you do need to have credits in your SMS account to be able to send these text messages. So just make sure that you have done that and you actually have the credits to be able to use this function. So we'll go ahead and click OK here. But let's say we wanted to add a new field. So we could click here and we have the option here. It can be a short text answer. So if we want to say, how did you hear about us? We could have them choose a short text here. Maybe we want to ask them what their long-term goals are. We could have them select check boxes. So if we want to say, which of these categories are you interested in learning more about? And then we want them to select multiple. We could also choose a multiple choice. If we want them to choose from a list of options, but only choose one, we can choose multiple choice here. We could also choose a drop-down menu, just like this is here. They click on it, and then they have choices here to choose from. So let's go ahead and actually we'll add a checkbox here. And we'll say, what are you interested in learning more about? Let's just say option 1. And then let's add option 2. And we'll say option 3. And if we wanted to give this information a tag to go to our mailing box so that if we wanted to send out emails specifically to the people who have given me this information, I could add that tag here. You could also toggle this switch here to make this information required. Since we do want that information, we'll just go ahead and toggle that required, and then we'll click save. So this is what it's going to look like on our field, and that's all the information that we want to collect here. So we'll just go ahead and click save and next. Now we have the option to schedule confirmation notifications, okay? So once they have scheduled in our calendar, we can select to not send the confirmation to our subscribers. However, we can select this option to send them confirmation. And I always recommend sending the confirmation just so they know, hey, we did receive your appointment, you are scheduled, and we can customize that message here. You can change the subject here. You can change any of this information. You can also add additional tags here to the content of your email. All you would need to do if you wanted to add the host email, you could highlight this here, copy, and then you could paste this in the box. Now, no matter who the host is, that information will show up in this tagged area. You could also do the same thing for SMS messages as I described before, but again, make sure that you have credits and you are limited to 140 characters here. So to activate the SMS, all you need to do is toggle active. Let's go ahead and click done. You can send emails to hosts when you have new signups happen. If you have multiple hosts, this is really important. So if you want to select that, you can click there. And if I want to receive emails for new subscription or pending subscriptions, I can also select that here. So if I am not the host and I still want to be notified, I can choose this option to notify the host. In addition, I can choose this option to notify myself. We can choose to not send any reminders for their appointment, or we can choose this option to send reminders. You can also select here to send an email to the host as well. And if you want to add a new reminder, you can do that here. So we have the option already selected to send a reminder an hour before the meeting. But if we wanted to add an additional reminder, we could click here and then click here to edit. And then we could add a reminder to maybe be 2 hours before or the day before to remind them of our appointment. So we'll just go ahead and leave that as is. We'll just delete this reminder and we'll go ahead and click save and next. So here we have the ability to sync with our Google Calendar. You can choose not to, or you can just click here to sync with your Google Calendar. You can select your Google account if you want to. If you do not have a calendar already selected to integrate from the list, you can create new integration here. You can choose the account that you want to sync it with. As soon as you give it permission and allow, Now you can choose the calendars from your list inside your Google account, and we'll just say meetings. So now any appointments that I get here will be added to the meetings calendar inside this Google account. Now, by the time they have gotten to this point, they have already subscribed into our list. But if we wanted to add them to a different list, we could choose subscribe to a list and then choose from our drop-down box here. However, we're going to go ahead and just choose to not add to the list because, like I said, they've already been added to our list. So we'll go ahead and click Save and Next. And now we're configuring our calendar. So we have a couple choices to add the calendar to our upsell page. We can add with a link. If you copy here, you can see what the live view of the calendar will look like here. And we said that we were not available in September, so you can see there are no options to schedule in September. But if you go to October, you can see the ability to schedule here. So let's go ahead and say we wanted to schedule on the 6th of October at 10 a.m. Here is the host. Here's the day of the schedule and the time. You can see we have our 50-minute duration. You would enter your name. So let's go ahead and do that now. And the email address. And we can select an option here, but you see we can select multiple options. Let's just choose this one and then schedule. And we went to our thank you member access page. So this is really important because if they did not purchase the downsell item, then we want to still give them the ability to do that and also collect their lead magnet. Okay. So the next thing we need to do now is create our group calendar. And then after we've created our calendars, I will show you how to add them to our member access pages. So let's go back to the booking app and let's go to dashboard and we'll create a new calendar. And this calendar is going to be a classroom calendar. So let's go ahead and call this group coaching and we'll click create new calendar. So we already have the title of our calendar here. Again, we can add a description if we choose. We can upload the logo here and change the background color like I explained before. We can let the user select their time zone on our calendar, or we can select a predefined time zone. It's easier to let them select according to whatever time zone that is for them. If it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in my calendar and they are Central Time, it will show up as the correct time for them. So that's important. After they subscribe, we want to send them to the redirect URL, which is our thank you page. So we can select that here, and let's go ahead and get the link for the thank you page. And we already have that pulled up here, so we'll just copy the link and we'll paste it here and save and next. So we are actually going to have two groups in this calendar, and that is because we're going to have a class on Thursday evening and we're going to have a class on Friday morning. Okay, so we're going to just call this group coaching 1, and let's go ahead and select our host and we'll choose myself, and this one is going to be on Thursday. And we're going to choose an evening class. So we'll say 5 p.m. And our class is going to be 2 hours long. And we're going to make this available every day of the month for the whole year. So let's go ahead and select all of these months. And we can actually choose the size of our class. So if we wanted to limit the subscribers to this class to 100, we could choose this option here. We could change this to 10. If we want a smaller, more exclusive class, we could also toggle this switch to make it completely unlimited. We'll just go ahead and leave that as unlimited. So how many sessions are they going to be receiving in 1 week? We are going to choose this option, but if we were offering 2 classes a week for the price that we're selling them, we could choose this, or 3 or 4. Let's go ahead and say 1 class a week is what we're offering. We can choose our start date. We'll just choose today is fine. Again, we could block out any dates. So if there is a Thursday that we have a special event going on, we could block that date out here. We can also use the advanced configurations, so we can automatically approve, which is what we want to do since they have already purchased to make this appointment, or we could approve manually by selecting this option here. We'll go ahead and leave that as automatically approved. We can allow subscribers to cancel their appointment by keeping this selected. We can also choose to not accept the cancellation. Let's go ahead and leave this as accept. And then we are not going to limit the amount of classes they can schedule, so we'll just go ahead and leave this as no limit and save and next. Now here, again, we can customize the form any way we wish. Since I always want to collect their phone number, I'm going to go ahead and make that required. So I'm going to click OK here. And I'm not going to add any additional fields here, so we'll go ahead and click Save and Next. I can choose here in our first group to send confirmation to the subscribers or not send confirmation. I definitely want to send the confirmation, and again, I can edit that any way I wish here through email or SMS. So we'll just go ahead and leave that as the default and click Done. We'll go ahead and send emails to the hosts, and we'll go ahead and send them to myself as well. We can choose to not send any reminders about the upcoming class, but I always like to send the reminder, so I'll choose this option here. I want to send a reminder email to the hosts as well, and we'll go ahead and just leave the standard default for 1 hour before the meeting, and we'll click Save and Next. I can choose to sync this to my Google Calendar or to not sync to Google. Let's go ahead and sync it to the calendar, and since I've already done that once, let's just go ahead and use the same calendar. So we'll choose meetings. We can also subscribe them to a mailing list by selecting here and choosing the list. However, since they've already opted into our funnel, we don't need them to subscribe to the same list, so we'll just click Do Nothing and then Save and Next. So now we are configuring our calendar, and we have completed this calendar for our first group. But let's go back and edit this calendar to add an additional group. So we can do that inside of scheduling. So let's go ahead and select the drop-down menu here, and you'll see it says Add New Group. So now we are in the settings for Group 2, and we're going to call this Group Coaching. And this is going to be our Friday class, okay? So let's go ahead and select our host, which we will choose as myself. And let's make this a Friday class. And we'll make this Friday in the morning, but let's go ahead and choose 10 a.m. It's going to be a 2-hour class. And we will make this every day of the year. So we'll go ahead and select all the months here. We can limit the amount of subscribers in our list, or we can choose unlimited. So we'll go ahead and just toggle that for unlimited subscribers. And we only want them to schedule one session every single week. So we'll choose this option here. We'll go ahead and have the start date be today. But if we wanted to change that, we could do that by selecting any day of the calendar here. If we wanted to block out dates, we could choose those dates here, and we would click Add. But we'll go ahead and choose No Dates Selected. We could add the advanced configurations here to automatically or manually approve new appointments. We can also accept or not accept cancellations, and we could limit the scheduling by email address, but we'll leave that unlimited, and we'll go ahead and click Save. So now we have created the second group in our calendar. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like live. So we have Group Coaching Session 1 and Group Coaching Session 2. You can see if they want Group Coaching Session 1 and they want to sign up for that class at 5 p.m., they can choose this here. It says Join, and then they will enter their information and then schedule their class. So let's go ahead and do that now. And it takes you to our thank you page. So now that our calendar is connected and everything is functioning and going where it needs to go, let's go ahead and add it to our upsell member access page and the downsell member access page. So to do that, we need to go to our Cheetah website, and the first one that we're going to add is going to be on the upsell member access page. So we'll go to Edit Page, and the first thing we want to do is add a blank panel. So we'll click Blank Panel here. And let's go to Elements, and look how easy. We just click here for the booking, and then we drag that booking element to our panel. You can see here we can choose whether we want to use our group coaching or our private coaching calendars. Since this is going to be the upsell member access page, we're going to add our private coaching calendar here. So we'll go ahead and select this. If we want to add the information to our calendar, like the host and the duration of the meeting, we can keep this selected as yes or choose not to. We'll go ahead and show that information. And also we can choose to show all of the calendars, or we can choose a specific group to show. Since our private coaching calendar only has one group, we only have one group to choose from. So let's go ahead and just choose all calendar and then save. So now that you see, we have our calendar connected to our page. So let's go ahead and save, and let's look at the live view. So to do that, let's go back here and we'll go ahead and go to web page. And you see we have our private coaching calendar here. So let's go ahead and add our group coaching calendar to our downsell member access page. So to do that, let's go ahead and close out of this, and we'll close out of this and leave. And let's go ahead and go to our downsell member access page. And we want to add a panel, and we will go to Elements, choose Booking, and we'll just drag that app over to our panel. So since we want to choose the group coaching, we'll go ahead and show the information on this calendar, and we can choose the entire calendar, or since we have multiple groups in this calendar, we could choose to show one group or two groups. Maybe you have a funnel where you want to divide this and show the one coaching session on one page, and maybe you want the group coaching 2 to be on another page. So it's really cool that you can choose and customize this in so many ways. Let's just go ahead and choose the entire calendar, and we'll click Save. So let's go ahead and save and look at the live view. Let's go back and access our page here by clicking the dot. And you'll see we have our group coaching session here. So we can choose, do we want to schedule on group 1, which is at 5 p.m. for 2 hours on Thursday here? Or do we want to choose the class and coaching 2 and schedule here? So we could just highlight which one we wanted. We could click like this, or we could choose to click like this and then join. And then now we enter the information to schedule for that class. Now there's one more thing that we need to do before we test out our funnel. The way that we had this set up before, once they purchase the upsell product, they're going to go directly to the thank you page. The same with the downsell product, they'll go directly to the thank you page. However, what we want them to do is go to the scheduler and then the thank you page. The same with the downsell page, okay? So since we already set up the scheduler to redirect to the thank you page, we now need to go and set the checkout to direct to the scheduler pages. So to do that, we need to go back to our super checkout. So let's go ahead and do that now. And we can access the super checkout here, and we want to access our products. So we're going to go to edit our downsell product first. And we will keep all of this the same, and we'll just click next and next. Here's the part that we need to access. So our thank you page, meaning after they have purchased the downsell product, we want to send them to the downsell membership page. And that is where they will access the scheduler. So let's go ahead and click Save here. And we want to go to the upsell product. And we'll go ahead and click next here, and next here, and next again. And then we will change the thank you page for our upsell product to be the upsell membership page. Okay, so now we click Save. And let's go ahead and we'll go back to our funnel. So we'll close this out, and let's go ahead and republish. And let's go ahead and test out our funnel. So we'll go copy this. I want to open up a guest window here. So let's go ahead and paste the link here to test out our funnel. First thing we need to do is register for our free download, and to enter our password, and we'll click confirm. Now we come to our email confirmation page where we are instructed to check our email to confirm our membership. So I'll go ahead and check my email now. And you'll see that we received our 2 emails. So the first email is to welcome us into the membership area with the email and password. And we also have another email to confirm the subscription. So we can click here to confirm, but since I'm in a different browser, I just want to copy this link here and then I'll paste it in my browser. But they both work the same. So we'll go ahead and paste that link here to confirm. So now we come to our front end sales page. So we can either choose to purchase this or we can get out. Since we only have one option, we'll go ahead and choose to purchase. And this front end offer is amazing to us, so we'll go ahead and click continue. And I'll go ahead and enter my information here. And we'll go ahead and save my information for future payment. So we'll go ahead and click pay. And congratulations, we have purchased our front end product. Let's go ahead and click continue. And we go to the upsell page. So we can either purchase the upsell page or we can say no thank you. Let's actually just say no thank you to the upsell. So we'll click here. And we can purchase the downsell item or we can say no thank you. Let's go ahead and purchase the downsell item, which is our group coaching. So we will click continue. And I'll go ahead and enter my password again. And we'll click pay. And we've purchased our downsell product, so let's click continue. And you'll see now we have the option to schedule our appointment. So let's go ahead and schedule that now. We'll choose the coaching class on Thursday at 5. We'll enter our name and schedule. And now you see we've gone to the thank you page. Since we didn't purchase the upsell product, you'll see if you click here, you do not have access. But we did purchase the front end product, so you'll see we do have access there. And also for our lead magnet, we can click there and then we have access to that as well. If you want to click the downsell product again, you have access there. But remember, since we only chose one occurrence, they can't now schedule 2 occurrences because we've only allowed 1 when we were creating our booking calendar. So let's review what we've done today. We created our private coaching calendar, our group coaching calendar, and we also added them to our upsell member area and the downsell member area. We also redirected our checkouts to make sure that they go to our scheduling page and then the thank you page. Same with the downsell page. We redirected our checkout to go to the scheduling page, which would be the downsell member area, and then the thank you page. So now that we've added our scheduler to each page and tested out our funnel, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to find a free ebook to add to the registration page to entice them to opt in so we can start getting leads. Until then, go build it with Builderall.